Welcome to Board Game Backers, brought to you by Liberty Guild Gaming. Today we're doing our third scenario of Venner versus Aldan. In this case, we did Ascension, the High Ground, and now we're doing Bring the Rain. Though the Aldan's dedication to order and precision can make them an easy foe to predict, countering their organization can be difficult when it's focused on an all-out assault. In an effort to seize control of the island, the Aldan have taken a multi-pronged approach, supplementing their forces' movements with a storm of arrows. Can you outlast the quivers? So in the case of this setup here is that the district bonus is randomized between 1, 2, 3, and 4 by rolling the dice, and so it's the objective between 5 and 8. And whenever, at the beginning of the round, whenever the district base will move, so this one here will also move by 1. And our mission here is to satisfy 2 of 3 conditions. Deny AA control of the base, deny AA control of the objective, or have more VP than the AI. I've got to have at least 2 of those satisfied at the end of each round. Woo! Okay, we see how we go there. And I'm also using the third feature for this faction, which is to defeat 4 basic troops from your playing mat and from each opposing playing mat, then flip this card. Really great if you're playing multiple different people. I'm just going to generally just take out 4 of these people. So we'll see how that will play out. And also, so let's get started. So I haven't actually quite set up just yet. So let's put 4 people over here where the district base is, and also grab 4 of my own straight here. There we go. Now we're ready to go. Cool. We advance at district base 1. So that's 1, 2. That means that's 3, and this one goes to 7. And we activate the chaos dice. So this is going back to 1. Over here, activate volley. Well, there is no one to activate, so we're moving that down to the next chaos die and leaving that set up for round 2. Nothing happens in the first round when it comes to spoils. Now we're moving on to the groundwork phase, where we each get a Cora each. We each get a man on the field into the district zone. So 1 over here. And we roll the all-seeing die, times 2, and what do you get? A times 2 as well. Okay, fantastic. Cool, and now let's go to the drafting phase. We roll the 4 dice, and I do want some Cora, and do like that. And the word reinforcement for him is deploying AI regions to an area of the most threat, otherwise to the lowest region. Not something I want him to do, so I'll give him that one. There we go. Very nice. Cool, and now it's up to the action phase. I'm going to go spend this Cora now and get myself 2 Cora. Now it goes over to him. Over here, he gets to disperse his people 4 times in the area that has the most. So that will be this one over here, leaving everyone but that one behind. And could go to the lowest region, and that's the only adjacent lowest region. So over here, and then he does it for a second time, so that he brings 1 back here and 1 over here. So he's a little bit more spread out than he was before. And I am going to go and spend some coin, and I am going to get 1 of these on the board, and also 1 of these on the board. That'll be 3 Cora. And there we go. Fantastic. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm actually now going to do an exodus where I can actually sort of move people around the board, and also just want to make sure that I can maintain some level of control. So I'm going to control the district base, which is over here if I can. So let's make sure that happens. Yeah, and also where is the objective token is there. So let's see if I can go for points, shall we? He's going to get like 3 points over here, so I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to bring 1 over here. There we go. Cool. And now it actually goes to his turn now. So here, and he gets a disbursement. So area that has the most, which is this one here, and he simply moves that one out. There we go. And also keep forgetting to actually spend his Cora. Maybe because he doesn't have enough. He needs at least 2. So now we're moving on to the point phase, and starting from over here, I've actually got more than he does, so that makes me 3 points here, but I don't dominate that region because there's I have 4 to his 1, so also dominate that region, control that region, sorry. For 2, however, he does get 1 for controlling this region and another one for 2. So have I satisfied 2 of the conditions? I do control the district base and also ahead of him in points. So now we continue on to the maintenance phase. So this goes up 1 and this one goes over here. And the AI rolls an action die and immediately activates it. Oh, that's new. Oh, he immediately attacks for 2. Wow. Attacks are, well, unlike this die and this die, it's actually a region that he's adjacent to, so I can actually return fire, which is fantastic. So this is the area that he will target. He attacks over here, so I then deal damage back to him. And then he does it again for a second time, and I do him damage as well. That's 1. And now he activates volley, so he deals 2 damage to an area that's the most, which is over here. Unfortunately for this one, I don't actually get to... Oh, I also get 1 extra point for 2 points for having those on the board. 1 here and also having him on the board, which is fantastic. And then 1 adjacent. So I got 3 here, 3 here. So lowest region gets targeted, and that'll be this one. And unfortunately, because it's not a region that's attacking, it doesn't get to use his little special privilege. Cool. Now we're moving on to the spoil phase, and starting from over here, I've got 3 here, nothing there, nothing there. Oh, where are the spoils? Oh, over here. And so 3 regions. 3 regions that we're not at. Cool. Now we're moving on to the groundwork phase, where we each get a Cora. We roll an all-seeing die. And we also deploy in the district zone. There's 1 there, and I get 1 here. There we go. Now we're up to the drafting phase. And I am going to leave him with the dispersing action. And I will do this one. There we go. And I can actually pay 1 and deploy this in area. 1, 2, 3, so 8. I would want to move over here if I can. And then I can actually start controlling that region as well. I'm ahead in points, so I need to control this region. And so let's go with deploying of... I've also got like an attack for 3, which is awesome. Now we'll see how this plays out. I'm going to put 2 people on the board. There we go. And then he gets to do the disbursement action twice, where he's got the most people. And nothing happens twice, because he only has 1. Wait, there's 2 on this side, so woohoo! There we go. And nothing else happens. And now we're going back over here, and I am going to go with deploy 2 people over here. So using this action over here, I'm moving 2 over here. I'm also going to attack for 1, and then also attack this one for 2 damage. And I'm also going to spend a Cora and deploy another one here. There we go. And now it's his turn. He gets to roll the dice. Disbursement action. Nothing happens, unfortunately, for him. And then I also get to do an attack. So I will attack this region here. Oh no, this region over here, so he doesn't have control. He gets another shot. Let's hopefully he doesn't do a disbursement action. Come on. Ah, get some Cora. That's not too bad either. Oh, he's also got Cora. So this would have been deployed in the district zone over here. And he would have also brought one of these with him from earlier. And now he's also got Cora. And he buys this one that deploys where there is the most troops. He's got 1 here and 1 here. And so, where'd he go? Deploys to a region with the most Aldan troops. Unfortunately, he goes to the lowest region, which is over here. That is 2. And that is done. And now we move on to the Oh, I'm gonna to the point phase over here. So we go over here. I actually maintain control of that region, so I get 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Also get another 2. Plus I control that region for 1, and I control this region over here. So that gives me another one over here. I also get 1. No, I don't get any points for this guy. And over here, he gets 1 point for this one. For being on the board. That's only 1 point. Okay. And do I satisfy 2 of the condition? Yes, I'm ahead in points, and I do control the district bonus area. Excellent. Now we're moving on to the maintenance phase, where everything moves forward 1. So this is now goes into 5, and this one goes to the 1 zone. And we also activate the die here, where we have roll the action die and then activate it. So it gets to attack. I've got 3 on this side, 3 here, 4 over here. So he attacks this one, and for 2. There we go. And also, at the start of my round, I do actually get to deploy one of these as part of his effects. And it comes from my discard. Oh, I've been putting these things. They should be in my discard. I think that's the only time he actually killed somebody. And I get to put 1 back. There we go. Cool. And now we move on to the second one. We activate a volley. Actually, I'm sure some of these should be over here. You know, I'm just going to do that. Because I'm sure I've been putting him in my pile here when I shouldn't be. Activates volley. You know what? And I'm going to put another one there for good measure. Activate volley takes 2 damage. That's 3, so that's 3. And this attack die doesn't actually attack me over here. 4. No. Yeah, we'll keep that way. And it should have been probably attacked over here, actually, to be honest, because I had 4 here, attack for 1, and then attack for another, because now they're equal. 3. So this one would have been attacked over here. There we go. And then damage 2 that hurts the most, 3 and 3. So this one over here gets done for 2 damage. So that one didn't last. And then twin adjacent. Then he rolls the action die again. And rolls on to the 3rd round. We are, so move that across. And he gets a 4 troops in AR occupied region with the most threat. So that's 3 over there. And there is 1 over there, so 4 over here. Wow, cool. And that's ready for the next round. Move that to a 4. And we'll move on to the spoils. And no spoils for this round. And we are now on to the groundwork phase. So each one of these, we get 1 each. We roll the all-seeing die. We got 3 people over here. Could have kept that in mind. There we go. And you get Cora. Good for you. And well, that's 4. Roll the 2 dice. And where are we? We've got need to control this region and this region. We do. Okay, I am going to go with Cora. Damage. Deploy for 2. And actually, I won't go for core. No. Yeah, I don't want to give him any more core than he needs. Otherwise, he's just going to go on a spending spree. Do I want to do any attacking? If I give him that, he is going to attack for like 2. So, I don't want to give him any attacking either. So, there we go. You can have a nice little dispersey action. Cool. Coming over here. I am also going to use this special feature here, which I haven't used yet. And to take 4 off the board and take 4 of his off the board. There we go. Cool. That reduces his supply just that little bit. And I am going to go with not too threatened by him. Over this is a bit of a problem area over here. So we can use this action first. We'll see how this plays out, shall we? Here we go. I'm going to put 2 out here. See how that plays out. And I could put a cauldron out as well, but I won't do that just yet. So now we're going to go over to him over here. He gets to do a dispersing action, which is he stays where he is because this is where the most shred is. However, these people here move across to here. He's going to make it a little bit harder to control that base over there. He also gets to have 2 more Cora, which gives him enough to purchase one of these. And that goes into the district zone area, which is here. And he also gets to purchase one of these, which go to where the most Aldan troops are. We've got 2 here. Yeah, that's easy enough. He's going right here. Oh, that's a tough round. Okay, heading back to my turn, and I am going with... I'm going to go for 2 Cora. Go for a Cora here. And stay where I am at this stage, because I'm not too sure what I'll do. So, see how this plays out first. He gets another roll. He does another disbursement action. So that means he goes here, here, and here. Makes it a little bit easier for me to... Doesn't look like I'm going to have much chance controlling this region, but I can control this region over here. So, which I will do. So, I would have to do now do a disbursement action. I will, but before I do that, I will bring one of these on the board. There we go. And now I'm doing a disbursement action. And I'm going to put all these over here. So that way I'm controlling that region. There we go. He gets 1 final roll. And he does a disbursement action. So we're here. So that will go wherever the most threat is. There's 2 here, 3 here. So they will go into this region here and move 1 over here. There we go. Excellent. So that is the end of that round. Now we'll go on to the victory points. Starting from over here, I control this region, so I get 2 points. Get another 3 points. 2 points plus 1 for dominating. Over here, I've got 1, 2, 3. He's got 4, so he gets another point. And here he gets 2 points. And here he also gets 2 points for controlling and dominating that region. And now in terms of elites, I get 1 point for having that elite on the board and nothing for this one. And however, he gets 1, 2, and 3 points. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm still ahead of him in points, and I am controlling the objective token over here. So I do satisfy 2 other conditions. So we're moving on to the 4th round. The district bonus moves across 1, and this one goes to region 2. And now we go up to activate volley, where he targets 2 for the area that has most threats. I've got 3 here, 4 here. So he's going to target that one, unfortunately. And then he attacks region adjacent, and there's no one there. He rolls the action die and activates it. He does an area where I've got 3, he takes him out again. The good news is, because he's actually attacking from a region, I get to attack him too. Because when you attack a hag also does 1 damage back to the attacker. And actually I think that, is he a 5? No, that actually takes him out too. So he's actually out as well. So took 1 out while he was at it. Cool, now we're going to activate volley for a second time. Target here, I've got 3 here, 3 here. This is the lowest region. 3 here as well. So he targets 2. There we go, and then 1 to adjacent, and there's nothing there. So, wow, that's 1, 2, 3. Roll on the action die. What's he got? He's got a disbursement action, and this is where 3. This is where the most threat is. One of these gets to move across. Cool. there we go. So that's actually done now. We're moving on to the 5th round. I'm not too far away from 30. Going on to the spoil phase, and spoil token. Wow, he gets 2 for that one. He also does a disbursement action, and no one to disperse at this stage, because that's just the one that has the most people. And then we move it over here, which we've done, and that is it. Okay, moving on to the groundwork, where we each get 1 Cora. It's going to get a lot tougher to actually maintain control now. I've only got 1 person left, and maybe I was a bit too generous about how many people I was taking out, and a district bonus over there. Okay, let's go through. Let's roll our all-seeing die and see how we go. Well, we're going to go on a killing spree, all of us. 3, 4, and let's roll. And of course, I want to make sure I want to do as much murdering as possible. And I'm going to give him the disbursement action. And I'll have the Cora. So there we go. Now we're moving on to the action phase, and I am going to do some murdering. Right off the bat, we've got 2 here. So I am going to murder that. Where is the district? There it is. And where's the objective token? Is over here. So I'm kind of in control here. So I'm going to take this one out and this one out. There we go. So that's done. And I'm also going to, mind you, I still need 1 more person here in order to control it. So I am going to do an action die. Yes, I'm going to do an action die and take this one out. And I'm also going to use a cauldron to deploy in a region. There we go. That I occupy. And that gets targeted last. Cool. And because I was at the start of the turn, I do get to deploy one of these into because of the cauldron. Excellent. Now that we've done that, we are moving over to him now. He's going to do a disbursement action where he's got the most people. 3 here. And that is 3. This is where the threat is, so nothing happens. However, he does get to attack for 4. So that's 1, 2, and 3, and plus 1 more for good measure. So there we go. Cool. Okay, so that's that done. Now we're going back to this side over here, and I don't have any Cora. However, I do have an attack die. So, and I am going to. How much are these acolytes? So 1. Can't really do much there. I need to control this region here. I do. I am going to, and at the same time, oh wow, okay, this is going to be, because that's going to get targeted. Oh no, this area is, because it's still got 3. So I am going to then, I've got another one over here, so I could. I am going to attack this region here, so he doesn't get any more Cora. Oh, and just keep in mind, I did have to spend these 2 here, and this gets deployed where the district bonus is. There we go. And then he had 2 more here. And he gets to go where there is the most people, so over here. So, knowing that now, I am going to target this. I think I've got better chance. I'm going to target this region here and see what happens. So that's that one. And so that's that action die. And he gets to do a roll action. He targets for 2. Where's the most threat? It's over here and over here. So he attacks this region once, and now it's 2 for 2. And he attacks this region over here. There we go. And I am in a bit of a bother. I will have to spend my Cora here and deploy a cauldron over here, so that way I can still maintain control of this region. So now we're down to this last roll, which could make all the difference. Not too sure how I'm doing with points though. He gets a disbursement action, and he goes towards where the threat is. So I got 2 here and 2 here. So he's going to, these are all going to move down here, because they're going to start going towards where the threat is, which is over this side of the board. Okay, now we're moving on to the point phase, and I no longer control this, so that's 1 for him. We are, oh, hello, I control this region, so I get 3 points. Nice. 1, 2, 3. And over here I get another 2 points. 1, 2 plus 1 more. Over here he gets 2, 1 and 2. He also controls this region here, so he gets another 2 points. And over here he does control this region too, so he gets 2 points. Now moving on to the spoil phase, and unfortunately he's going to get himself a Cora for having this, and he's also doing a disbursement action, which means that these 4 people here are going to move closer to where the threat is, which is over on this side of the board. So, and now that I've done that, and now we're moving on to the maintenance phase. So this down moves up 1 more, so that's 7, and this one here moves over here. Excellent. And now let's activate this thing 5 times. Activate volley where the most threat is. 2, 2. This is where the threat is. Taken out. And then a target here. There's no one here. And then he rolls the action die. See what happens. He gets 2 Cora. Activates volley again and takes out these 2. That's 2, and then roll the action die. 1. He gets to deploy 4 where there is the most threat. There is no threat on the board. No, this one over here now. Cool. Boom. Over here. And then for one last good measure, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, now 5. He gets to activate volley. Target 2. That one's gone. So he's cleaned me up on the board. That is set up for round 6. And now we move on to the spoil phase now, and oh, we've done the spoil phase. I ran ahead, sorry, I've already done the spoiler phase, and done the maintenance phase now. Did that little bit backwards, that's all. Doesn't change the overall dynamic, and now moving over to the groundwork, which we both get a Cora each. I don't get to deploy. He, however, does. And we also roll the all-seeing die. Times 2 for me. Cora for him. And now let's start drafting some dice. I just need to make 2 more points. Where is that 4th die? There it is here. Okay. Almost at 30 here. Cool, and attacky. No point reinforcing, and no point with the dispersing. So, question is, do I want him to... he's already controlling that region. And I may want to go here. Don't want him to do that, so I'll do the movement. And I'm going to take his 2 killing dice. And then he's going to deploy 4 people. And where the most threat is. And since there is no threat, he'll go to the lowest region. Cool. Okay, let's play this out and see how we go. Okay, and right off the bat, I am gonna do, I need to try to control this region here to the best of my ability. Okay, 1 here. Okay, let's play this out. 2. He gets 2 Cora, but he doesn't get to spend it. He also does 4, 2 here, and to the one with the most threat. Oh, there is now. So, there you go. And just a double check, AR 4 troops on AR occupied region with the most threat. So considering AI, you go to the lowest region, So they go all the way over here. Excellent. Now we're moving back over here. I get to do some attacking. But first I'm going to... I can actually deploy. I can... oh, this is going to be very, very, very close. I'm going to go with an Acolyte. Because at least they can take 3 damage. So I'm going to deploy... oh, except I can't deploy it there. If I was going to deploy it anyway, I had to be here. And then move across. So I didn't do that. So it looks like I've got a lowly little cauldron. And I'm also going to attack for 2. And don't want to do that either. I don't want to do any attacking. I am going to go with a Exodus and move this one in here. There we go. So now he's only got 1 roll. That's it. And I just need to make sure that cauldron survives. Let's see how we go. He gets Korra. That is so unfortunate for him. So now let's go straight to the point phase over here. He gets 2 points over here. He controls. He also gets 3 over here. Wow. 1, 2, and 3. Over here I get 2 plus 1 more. So I've gone over the 3p victory points over here. He gets 2 for controlling that. He also gets another 2 for that one. Another 2 for that one. And another 2 for that one. Over here. And let's have a look, see what the winning is. First one to 30. And so featuring cards, multi-region, shore region, region order, attacking, damaging. How does one win the game? And phase 6 victory points. If one player has now reached or exceeded 30 points, if they are the winner. Okay, brilliant. Cool. Since I got here before he did, he just got all these cool little bonus points as we did the regions. I actually do win the game. Yeah, I hope this all makes sense to you. Thank you for joining me for the 3rd scenario, and I hope to see you at the table on the next one. Thank you, and bye.